In this video we are going to talk about the dog code, which is connected to Back to the Future, La Palma, the Sirius mystery and 9/11. The dog star, the symbol of the dog, represents Isis. Isis is the synthesis of the duality, enlightenment. This is what the Freemasons are after, and this is why they play both sides, because you have to practice the duality in order to become enlightened, and that is Isis. And so they run both sides, and so they will give you the evil side and then they will come back and give you the good side and create some kind of synthesis out of it. And it's all about creating this new age, and one of those events which will create this new age, which is connected to 9/11, is La Palma Tsunami. So 9/11 was a satanic ritual, and the duality of that satanic ritual will be the cleansing of La Palma, where the truth will come out, and then you will have a synthesis. They are behind all these events. They are behind all what is going on and exposing it too. It's part of their religious practice in order to gain synthesis. So if we look at Back to the Future, we have a dog in the car. When the car hits 88 miles per hour, the dog represents Isis. 88 is duality. What it's saying is that Isis, which is the pineal gland in your head, is a time portal. It can go beyond our dimension. And this is why you have the capstone in the pyramid. The capstone in the pyramid represents the human body, and in the crown, the human skull, is the Holy of Holies, which is the all-seeing eye. And you have two sides of the body, the duality. When the duality is understood, then you can have synthesis. And so this is why the dog is called Einstein, and it goes back in time, because the pineal gland, and when it's excited through these rituals, you can communicate with other beings and go beyond the constraints of our dimension. That's the whole point here. And the film predicts 9/11, Twin Pines Mall. The Twin Pines, again, is the duality. The pine is the pineal gland, the synthesis. They believe a higher intelligence is located within man's pineal gland and has been behind the rise of man. And this is why you have 9/11, and then you have 33-1 Lone Pine Mall, which is the 3-3, and the 1 is the 7 is the synthesis, is the star with the two sides, and the middle is the G, the illumination, the sun. And so we have the dog in the car, showing you it's Sirius, Isis. Here we have more dog symbolism, K9. The K represents the number 11, and 9/11, K9. Now when the towers went down, somebody actually wrote a book saying that a dog had died trying to rescue people when 9/11 happened, and the dog happened to be called Sirius, the dog star. Sirius represents the synthesis. You can see that the twin towers are the twins, 8-8. They collapsed. You had a third tower, which is the synthesis, which was the Solomon Brothers building, building 7. So that is your alchemical ritual. Now, on October the 16th, 2004, a dog was spotted on the Great Pyramid of Giza. Remember, the Great Pyramid has two other pyramids, so you have the 3. The 3 is the synthesis of the dialectic, and you had a dog representing Sirius and Isis and the pineal gland. This was done on purpose. This was a message, a Masonic message, that the new age is nearly here. The capstone is nearly on top of the pyramid. We look at depictions of Isis, the two-armed goddess, which is depicted like a mermaid. You have Robert Temple, Freemason, the Sirius mystery, the 3 stars, to the dog-own tribe, Dogon. And another tribe called the Bozo, which is also a dog's name. The other tribe calls Sirius, the star, the eye star. Isis, synthesis, the 2 arms. They worshipped a Nomo, which were a mermaid god. This is connected to Atlantis. And Isis is depicted as a mermaid or a siren. You have it on the Starbucks logo, the star representing the synthesis. Here we have Isis. She gives birth to the reborn sun in the new age, the rise of the phoenix. The phoenix is the palm tree. You have the 2 arms of the car with the dog in the middle. These are the 2 arms of Isis, with the dog in the middle, the dog star. We have this depiction by Hockney, who's a Freemason, and it shows you the palm tree is the resurrected phoenix, which is the capstone of Isis. So Isis gives birth to the new age through this synthesis, and that's connected to La Palma, and how La Palma will be one of these events that brings in this new age. And the Canary Islands is named after dogs. So the name Canis, it comes from the name Canis. And so the Romans must have named it after the goddess Isis. And the Canary Islands, for the whole of the islands, the patron is the Black Madonna. And the Black Madonna is considered to be Isis. And the dogs is the Canary Islands. And La Palma means the palm, the resurrected phoenix. And the Temple of Solomon, the twin towers were palm trees, and it was decorated with palms. You have the Al-Aqsa flood. Al-Aqsa means palm tree. The dome of the rock. That is because the Temple of Solomon was dedicated to the palm tree, the resurrected phoenix. The Holy of Holies was the pineal gland, HH. And in this video, Who Let the Dogs Out, we can see that we have the dog here with the two palm trees between the twin towers. It represents Sirius and then giving birth to the sun, which is the new age. And this video seems to predict La Palma. We have the palm tree, we have the release of the dogs with that badge. And Who Let the Dogs Out is that, and he's singing by the sea, 3 of them by palm trees. This means that Who Let the Dogs Out, the Canary Islands is named after the island of the dogs. The island of the dogs, and it's filmed in the Caribbean. Columbus left the Canary Islands to discover the Caribbean. So it's predicting the tsunami. And that is the dog code. The dog represents Sirius, which represents Isis, which represents the synthesis. This is why you have that joke. What's God in reverse? Dog. And notice that in my last video of Professor Campbell being a Freemason, he always has the dog on the ledge, showing you he's a Freemason. Okay, so you have the dog code in Back to the Future 2. It relates to La Palma, the Canary Islands, the island of the dogs. It seems to connect to the tsunami, the coming tsunami. The earthquake swarm of La Palma happened on 9/11, 2021. Then it erupted on the 19th, 2021. Then a year later, the Queen was buried on that day. Cumbre Vieja, old age. The end of one age and the beginning of the other age. And it's all connected to the star Corona Borealis and its nova. This is why you have the Nova Festival. You had the Al-Aqsa flood, and you have everything that's going on. And Prince William should be king when that Corona Borealis goes. That's when they will announce the death of Charles. And this event seems to be just before they name William as king. Thank you.